back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I'm here today to do my May TBR, which is very exciting. May should be a good month. I've got a lot of new releases coming out in May that I'm so excited for. Namely, let's start with it because it is the one I am so excited for. It's Assassin's Fate by Robin Hobb. It's finally coming out. I am so excited about this. It is my #1 release of the year. It is my most anticipated. I am sure it's going to be bloomin' brilliant. I cannot wait. I am so excited for this book. It's going to be good, guys. It's going to be good. Obviously, I don't have it yet. It doesn't come out until the 4th, I think. So I will have it as soon as I possibly can get my hands on it, and then I will read it, and then I will do a review of it, and you guys can just be in awe of how much I love it, because I have no doubt I'm going to love it. Fingers crossed it's good, because it's the final one, I think. Maybe. Anyway, with that out the way, because that is the most anticipated release and the most exciting thing, let's go on to all the other books I am really excited to get to in May as well. 1 or 2 of them are buddy reads. Also in May there is an exciting readathon. It is the Book Buddyathon. I will link down below Eleanor's and Janet's videos, who are the hosts this year. It was created by Eleanor and Janet is joining her this year as a host. I love the Book Buddyathon. I always enjoy getting a chance to read with my friends and talk about books as I read. So my buddy for the Book Buddyathon is going to be Mercedes. I will probably do a separate TBR for the Book Buddyathon because I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to read for it yet, but there are a couple of challenges that I need to hit, so I will do a full video about that. And other than that, I just have a lot of new releases, so let's whiz through them. First book I would like to get to, because it comes out in May, is The Bones of the Past by Craig A. Munro. It's the first in the Books of Dust and Bone series, and I honestly have no idea if this is good or not. It sounds good. It's about a night guard who walk the streets of the old kingdom of Bialta, and they are supposed to hunt down threats, including, for example, one of our characters who is called Niall. She is a girl who has been changed into something other. We also have a character called Salt, who is a new character who has been inducted into the Night Guard. And then we have a city called Sacral, which is a city that vanished in the past and it has now, for some reason, reappeared. Once this city is returned, there is some sort of war that happens there, I guess. And we follow a character called Mora, who is forced to get involved in the war somehow. And finally, across the desert, we have various creatures that are stirring from the depths, and by winning the support of Tolrak Essal, who I guess is some powerful figure, they plan on unleashing his terrible, twisted creations to sweep across the land and disrupt the balance of power. It sounds like there's going to be a lot going on. It sounds pretty fun, and it's about 500 pages, so it's a bit of a long one, but it feels like a really hefty, epic fantasy read, hopefully one I will really enjoy. Fingers crossed. Let me know if you've heard of this author, because I hadn't heard of him before I got sent this book. The next book is a book I requested from the publisher. I'm not sure if it's an adult or a YA, by Renee Adai, or Adai. Apparently she is an author of another series, which is The Wrath and the Dawn. I think there might be 2 or 3 in the series. A lot of people, since I hauled this originally, said that they loved that other series by her, so I'm definitely more excited to go into this. Plus the cover is stunning. It's about a girl called Mariko, who has been raised to marry son of the emperor and his concubine, but when she's on the way to go and marry this guy, her carriage is attacked and she has a choice between either fleeing and starting a new life or sitting tight and waiting and hoping to be rescued. I know what I would do. So we'll see what happens with her, but I'm again very excited for this. This one is 400-ish pages and it's quite big text actually, so hopefully it won't take me very long when I start it. It seems like it probably will be a quick read. I think there might be Asian inspired twists to it as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, generally one I have
seen a lot of hype about. The next one I have is one I am so excited to read. It is the final one in the Greatcoat series called Tyrants Throne by Sebastian de Castell. This one was sent to me by the publisher and I'm so happy because I would have bought it otherwise. I just read the first 3 in the series, absolutely adored them. You can see the first 2 behind me, the second and the first up there. I love these so much. If you watch my April wrap up, you'll know that I've been loving this series. And this is the final one. I want to see how it all wraps up. I'm definitely excited to see how it all wraps up. I am looking forward to this 100%. It's about 3 kind of musketeer-esque characters. They are called Falcio, Brasti and Kest, and they're just great characters. I love them so much and I find them really funny and witty, and their banter is fantastic. So yeah, I'm super duper excited to dive into this and finish up the series. Hopefully it's good. I've heard good things, so I'm sure it will be. The next one on my list is a buddy read that I'm going to be doing with James. We are planning to read The Vore by B. Catling. I've heard great things about this from Thomas, whose channel is SFF180. I will link his review of it down below. He got me to buy this originally, I think ages ago, like more than a year or 2 ago, and I really liked the sound of it then because it sounded completely weird and completely wacky and kind of very different to a lot of the fantasy and sci-fi I had been reading at the time. I didn't get around to it when I bought it, but I think the second one has recently come out, so it's really, it's pressing. I should probably bump this up the TBR, and James and I wanted to do a buddy read anyway. We both own this book, so it seemed perfect and we're really looking forward to it. Hopefully it's a really good read. Oh my god, look at the end papers. I've just discovered that they are absolutely stunning. I am honestly hoping that this is kind of what I wanted Crossroads of Canopy to be, because it's about a sentient and magical forest, and Crossroads of Canopy was set in this sort of canopy top, treetop setting, and this is set in the forest, so hopefully it will be better than that because I didn't love Crossroads and I wanted it to be epic and wonderful and magical, and it wasn't, and I feel like this might be that. It says, sentient and magical, a place of demons and angels, of warriors and priests, the Vore bends time and wipes memory. Apparently, the Garden of Eden still exists in the centre of the Vore, and now a renegade soldier intends to be the first human to go into the Vore. He's armed with only a bow, seems a bit risky, but some fear the consequences of his journey, so a native marksman is chosen to stop him. Around these 2 adversaries that we follow are various different other characters, including a tragically curious young girl and a cyclops raised by robots, as well as such historical figures as proto-surrealist Raymond Roussel and pioneering photographer Edward Muybridge. Fact and fiction blend, and the hunter will become the hunted, and everyone's fate will hang in the balance in the Vore. I mean, it sounds fantastic from that blurb, I have to admit. That is a snapping blurb. Another one that is coming out very early May is The Boy on the Bridge, and I am super excited for this because it is apparently a kind of, I'm not sure if it's a sequel or a companion to The Girl with All the Gifts, which is also by M.R. Carey. I really enjoyed The Girl with All the Gifts when I read it earlier last year, and so I'm super excited to return to the world of the Hungries, the kind of zombie-like creatures who haunt this very bizarre, desolate earth, and see what's going on now. Hopefully it's really good fun. I definitely enjoyed the way that the other one ended up and took so many twists and turns, so I hope this is in the same vein, and I'm sure it will be. Fingers crossed, I love it. I've heard good things from people I know who have already read it. Next up is a book I have already started, and again it is a new release in May. This one is The Guns Above by Robin Bennis. I've talked about it a few times on my channel, on my live show and in a haul, so I won't go into too much detail, but it follows a airship captain called Josette Dupre, kind of is forced into a situation where she has to take over from the captain before her when he is killed, and she becomes a hero, but the ruling government doesn't really like her, and so they decide that they want to get her out of the picture, and they send her on a mission that is probably going to fail. She is the captain, she's being watched over by another person who works for the government, and she has to go and battle in this kind of war thing. So It sounds pretty epic. It is pretty epic so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm only a third of the way in. It's quite military heavy, but I'm really liking it, which is quite a surprise for me. I think maybe because it's a female character I can relate a bit more than usual, so I'm liking it. I will report back. Next up is another book I've already started, and this is The Clan of the Cave Bear by Jean M. Auel. This is currently my audiobook that I am working on, and one I'm very much enjoying. It's about a young girl who is only 5 years old. She lives in a kind of Ice Age period, and she is part of a small clan of humans. But there is a big earthquake and everything shifts and she gets separated from her people. They are probably dead, we're not certain, and she ends up stranded in the middle of absolutely nowhere. She gets chased by a lion, I believe, and then she gets rescued by another group of people who are the clan of the Cave Bear, and they take her in. And they're very, very different types of people to her. They have really interesting communication skills. They kind of don't vocalise very often. They use a lot of sign language. Their craniums are quite small compared to hers. She has more capacity in her brain. It's very interesting to think about how sort of Neanderthal people might have lived, and this book is making me do that. I honestly have no idea if it's accurate. Probably not. It's probably all fiction. But it's making me think, which is great, and I love the way it's written so far. Hopefully I enjoy the story as a whole when I get further in, because at the moment I'm only about 80 pages in, and again it's a kind of long one, almost 600 pages, so it's definitely a bit of a long one. And the final one I've already started is this one, Swimmer Among the Stars by Kanishk Tharoor. This is a short story collection. It's based largely in India, and that's really cool because it's something I haven't really read too much of, especially in short fiction. I have read the first 3 stories, I think, and I like the first 2 a lot more than I like the third one. I'm hoping it will come out as a 4 stars, but it might just end up on a 3. We'll have to see how the rest of the stories go, but I'm not yet halfway, so there's plenty more time for it to improve. And again, this is one I requested from the publisher because the cover is gorgeous, and I always like trying out new short story collections, and this one caught my eye. I am buddy reading this with Mercedes and Eleanor right now, so definitely one I'm excited to carry on with very soon. That, my friends, is everything I'm planning, but that by no means means it's everything I'm going to get to. I may chop and change, and I may pick up some other things from my ever growing TBR. I'm very excited about all the things I have on there at the moment, and I'm trying to get through a lot of the things I've been sent for review so that I can then focus on all the books that I bought myself, because obviously those are the ones I love, and review books are more of a surprise unless I request them myself. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if things go well, I'll be able to power through a lot more of these books quickly and then go on to some of the other books on my TBR, my eternal TBR. I would love to have your opinions down below about where to start, and if you've read any of these books, what did you think of them? Thank you guys so much for watching. I am so excited for Assassin's Fate. It's unreal. I cannot believe it's like days away now. So excited. So that's it. Thank you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.